Nobody enjoys red days, especially if the price of various cryptocurrencies plummet as much as they did today during a few hours. Just crazy. So in this video, I will be sharing with you my opinion on whether it's a good time to panic sell and hopefully get at least a bit of profit out of the market, or if you should wait for a recovery of the price. My name is Kieran and you're watching The Decentralized Lifestyle, where I teach you how to invest like smart money so that you can retire early. Let's talk about why the markets crashed as much as it did and why I feel like you shouldn't be panicking right now. I'll be sharing with you some analysis on what whales are doing, on how they are actually manipulating the market in order to buy in cheaper, and why I believe the current scenario that we're experiencing in the cryptocurrency markets is nothing other than pure manipulation in order for the whales to buy in cheaper. So here in front of you, you've got the Bybit liquidation data. I highly recommend you not to trade on leverage. As you can see, many traders get wrecked because they're overconfident in their position. They have too much money on the market and they go long, maybe at a later stage when the price has already increased by quite a lot. And with crashes like today, it causes liquidation after liquidation, and the more liquidations that happen at the same time, the further the price can drop. And this is what actually happened today. But I'll also explain in just a bit why some whales can actually really profit by making the price of different assets drop as much. And it's probably not what you're thinking about. So here we've got in the last hour, $25.63 million in liquidations. In the last 4 hours, $2.8 billion in liquidations. That's people that lost out in $2.8 billion of crypto. In the last 12 hours, it was $3.4 billion. So a massive amount of people that were completely wrecked. That means their positions were force sold on the market because they could not cover their position. So yeah, do not leverage trade. I mean, cryptocurrency is already so profitable without leverage trading, and if you stick with it for the next 10 years, you're probably going to be really wealthy, as long as you don't lose everything in the market. As you see in a bit, as we look at the prices of BTC, ETH, ADA, and Solana, the recovery was instantaneously. The dip was bought up really fast, which makes me believe this forced liquidation was started by some whales in order to buy even more cryptocurrencies way cheaper, and at the same time they also had some short positions on other exchanges to benefit from the drop in price. Now let's have a look here at the BTC on exchange reserve. Why I'm not bearish in the slightest. Like Tanasta2 says, however, the BTC exchange reserve is at its lowest level since April this year. We have not seen it even started going up yet, meaning that people are anticipating an even stronger rally to happen, which could potentially make BTC fly way past $60,000 all the way up to $100,000. Now, the other thing that I'm looking as the amount of net flows. Net flow is basically the amount of BTC going onto exchanges subtracted by the BTC going out of exchanges. And here you always want to have BTC outflow that is higher than the BTC inflow, because that means that people are hodling their crypto and not planning on putting onto exchanges in order to sell it. So if we look at this here, we don't see a massive amount of BTCs being sent onto the exchanges in order to be sold. So this is, for me, a very bullish thing to see. Before we do a price analysis on BTC, ETH, ADA, and Solana and look at where they could go in price after the massive crash that we had today, the DeFi Academy is launching on the 9th of September. If you haven't already signed up to the newsletter down below, I do highly recommend that you do, as we'll be sending the sign up page to everyone that is subscribed. There are only 20 super early bird spots available, so it's first comes, first serve, and those are heavily discounted. There will be more spots, but they are at a slightly higher price. Let's continue with the price analysis. So let's start with BTC USDT on the 4-hour time frame. I mean, this is a crazy crash. If we look at this morning, 2 a.m., all the way down to the lows, that is 18.93% correction. But the crazy thing is, as you can see here, this correction was easily eaten up really fast by some buyers, bringing the price all the way from 42,000 back up to 47,000. So that means there's a lot of buyers in the market ready to push the price way higher. And this is a very good sign. It's a very bullish sign. So if we look at the Ichimoku cloud, this is a very clear indicator of the trend. In the 4-hour time frame, it's not great. I'd definitely want the price of BTC to go way past 48,000 to go back into the bullish trend. If we look on the daily time frame, it's looking a bit better, as the price at the moment is still above the trend. I definitely do not want BTC to close under 46,858 in the next few days. That wouldn't be too good, as that could push the price all the way down to 40,000. That would definitely not be great. Now, if we look at ETH USDT, the correction here was also very, very brutal, from $3,951 all the way down to $3,012. A crazy amount of liquidation happening below the support of 3,472, because people had their stop losses right here. But the great thing is to see here is we've got the 4-hour time frame, and it looks like ETH has already recovered and it's trading above the cloud, which is a bullish signal. So here as well, a lot of buyers came into the market to push the price up. This is a very strong bullish sentiment signal, and I'm happy to see that. Now, what I definitely want is the price of ETH to close above the cloud. If we look at the daily time frame, it's also looking pretty good, despite correction that we had here. Even though it dipped all the way down to this support of 3,000, a little bit below this support, now the price is above this blue line, which is acting as a support. So what I want on the daily time frame for ETH, that would be pretty bullish, is a closure above $3,492. That would be really great, really great. Now for ADA USDT, it's the same story here. I mean, as you can see, it happened with many different cryptos. I mean, of course, many cryptos are correlated with Bitcoin, meaning that if Bitcoin corrects, and other cryptocurrencies also correct. But however, with Cardano, there was also a massive sell of 17 million ADA that happened, I believe, this morning, causing the price to really crash. And this whale possibly also had some short positions in place to capitalize on the drop in price. Now, the thing is with Cardano, it already experienced such a massive price rally due to the Alonso smart contracts, which should be coming on the 12th of September. And I did expect a way higher rise in price from Cardano, but I did take some profits along the way, as I always recommend people to do when the price increases by so much. So at the moment, on the 4-hour time frame, Cardano is definitely not looking great, but I don't recommend selling at the moment. Now, of course, that's just my opinion. I sold some in this range here, in the $2.90 range, as that was part of my exit strategy. We have created an exit strategy in the DeFi Academy, which helps you better time your sales in order not to do your trades relying on your emotions. So now here's where I want the price to go back into the cloud, which would be a bullish signal. But looking on the daily time frame, it's not looking too bad. Since ADA had such a massive rally, I do want the price of ADA to actually go back up to this blue line of above $2.55. That would definitely be great. Now, it's definitely a bummer that the price corrected so much before the launch of the smart contracts, but I guess it is understandable, as people were maybe anticipating a way higher pump. and things like smart contracts or software updates of cryptocurrency project can lead investors to buy the hype and sell the news. And this is maybe something that we're seeing. I'm not going to say that it's not possible that the price goes all the way up to $4 until the 12th of September, but with the current correction, it's going to be very difficult. Now, last but not least, we've got Solana. And Solana is actually looking incredibly bullish. It's got one of the largest wicks that I've seen. And the longer the wick, the more bullish the sentiment is, because many people are sitting on the sidelines waiting to buy it up, buy and profit from such a massive discount. So Solana went all the way down to $127, and now it already went back all the way up to $173, peaking at $192, probably getting some people that were shorting the market also liquidated. But in my opinion, this might not be such a bad entry point, because this is a very bullish signal. However, just do keep in mind that Solana already experienced such a massive price increase. So what I did yesterday was actually sell a bit of ADA and ETH to buy some more Algorand. I should have kept it in USDT and bought it today, but you never really know. I mean, like, I'm not a perfect trader in any sense of the way, otherwise I'd probably be a billionaire by now. But I actually sold a little bit of my profits from Cardano and put it into Algorand, because I believe Algorand has a lot of possibilities as a smart contract blockchain to have a similar performance to Solana, to Terra, Phantom, Avalanche, and so on. So I'm looking forward to creating also some videos. I've also got some videos talking about Solana dApps that I'm really excited about. To answer my question that I said in the beginning, if you should be panicking and selling your cryptocurrencies, the short answer is no. But before you jump at me in a few weeks because the price went down, this is not financial advice. It's just because I'm really bullish on the technology, and I believe in the long-term success of these different technologies. They're like operating systems that will allow you to do a lot in the market. And me personally, I'm in it for the long term, but I will be taking some profits during this bull run to make sure that I've got enough money in order to buy back and make the most out of the bear market in the next maybe 10 months or so. It's very difficult to estimate, but I do believe the whole cryptocurrency cycle is not finished yet, and that we've got a massive rally in the next 2 to 3 months. We will often be posting some alerts at what whales are doing in the DeFi Academy. And yeah, if this is the only thing that you take away from this video, never rely on your emotions to buy or sell in the market, as very often your emotions will lead you to do a terrible thing. For example, selling at the bottom of the current dip or buying at the peak because of FOMO. Make sure you've got a strategy. With that said, I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.